Am I ready to go? Hi, I'm Caitlin and I have been at Randstad for nearly 9 years now. But if you count the internship I did back in 2016, it's nearly 10 years, which has actually flown by. So I started life at Randstad as an intern when I joined the marketing team for a couple of months when I was still at university, and I was lucky enough to squeeze in a Clipper trip back then in August 2016. I then came back and rejoined the team permanently as a marketing assistant once I graduated. And I actually studied a classics degree, so it was a little bit rogue that I ended up in marketing. I stayed within the marketing team for a good few years, and I was promoted right from assistant to marketing exec, then senior exec, then junior manager, then marketing manager, where I looked after mainly the public services sectors. And then I actually took a move into our central sales and bids team, where I spent a couple of years working on bids for our big client deals, so our MSPs and RPOs. And for me, that was one of the most valuable things I've had the chance to do at Randstad, because it really gave me an insight into all levels of our business and things like all the technology we can offer clients, which I had no idea about. And I think that knowledge has actually kind of given me a bit of an edge in marketing, because I actually understand a bit more the intricacies of what we're talking to our clients about. And I've now got the opportunity to take that knowledge back into the marketing team, where I am now client and operational marketing manager, supporting our operational talent solutions in RIS and RCS business. I just feel so lucky to have kind of had so much support along the way from my colleagues, from my managers. If you'd have asked me back when I was sort of 19, 20, will you still be at Randstad in 10 years' time? I couldn't comprehend that. It just seemed so impossible to imagine that far ahead. But here I am now, and I am so glad I stayed. So as cheesy as it sounds, being at Randstad isn't just a job, right? For me, it's been a total career. So I think if you're willing to ask questions, willing to explore, willing to ask for help, and really make the most of the connections you get from working with such a large organisation, there is so much opportunity out there for you. And I think for me, stepping into such a big corporate organisation when I was so young could be quite daunting. But for me, I'm quite a nosy person. I like to ask questions, I like to know things. And I think a real strength of being in a business like this is not being afraid to not know, and not being afraid to ask for help, ask for questions, ask for your questions to be answered. And there's so many amazing leaders in our business, so many amazing mentors, so many amazing new starters, that it's definitely a very supportive culture. It makes it, it is more than a job, it's a lifestyle sometimes. And also the work-life balance I have from working here allows me to spend my free time doing things I love. So training for a marathon, teaching fitness. If I didn't have the support that I have at Randstad, I wouldn't be able to have that in the rest of my life. So if you are thinking about applying for a job at Randstad, just be careful, because it could very well turn into a career, and 10, 15, 20 years later, you might still be sat here where I am.